All right, boom, we're live. And we're live here. All right, let me share the screen. Slowly getting there. Welcome. We're going to get started in a minute, fellas. Let me know where you're from, what your specialty is if you are a contractor. And we'll get rolling here in a minute, talking about quality, profit, all the good things when it comes to contracting. Welcome, Steve. Who else is here? All right. Yeah, Friday night's always a challenging night. So, Robbie, welcome. You want to let me know where you're from? Cool. We're going to talk about helping you get more profit with your jobs. All right, we're going to get started. I don't expect a bunch of people on tonight. I'm just going to get through this. There'll be a replay. You can access that replay through our YouTube channel under workshops. I anticipate this taking about 12 minutes. Robbie, if you have any questions, you want to tell me, you got any questions about remodeling? You got any objections you're trying to overcome? You put that in the comments, okay? Just otherwise, I'm going to start rolling. All right, here we go. So this is day 40 of the AI challenge. So every day we talk about a topic that's going to help remodelers with their business. All right. So why does all this matter? Well, let's start with the truth. Most quality problems aren't because the crew sucks, right? That's not the problem at all. It's because there's really no system on the contractor, right, to catch stuff before it snowballs. Most contractors are always playing catch up. It's like they're firefighters. They're constantly putting out, they're just responding to one fire after another. They don't have the bandwidth. They don't have a process to prevent fires. They just run around putting them out. And you don't lose money just because someone messes up. You lose money because people don't catch it in time. So this industry is full of problems. You're going to have, guys are going to mismeasure a dimension, cut something wrong. It happens constantly. The problem is when people are rushing and there's no quality control, nobody catches it until you're 3 more steps down the road. And then when the problem pops in, then it's too late. Now it's costing a bunch of money. And that's no good for anybody. All right, so let's roll. Every callback, right? Every time a homeowner line item something, every time they put some blue tape, that's going to cost you time and money. When we do walkthroughs, we don't have a lot of corrections because we've addressed it before. So if you're the type of contractor where your homeowner's putting blue tape all over everything, I can let you know that there's a better way to do it to where that doesn't happen. But if you just leave it up to the homeowner, that is absolutely going to happen. They're going to blue tape the hell out of those job sites. And the next thing you know, you're spending another week there doing a bunch of baloney that you should have taken care of before you even got to that phase. Now the homeowner's frustrated and you're frustrated because you just lost, a week's worth of profit. You do that over the course of a year, let's say every 2 months, every month, one job is running several days over, you're losing a lot of money. We're talking thousands of dollars, just like that. And that's slippage. And most guys don't even know it. So studies show that about 1 out of every $10 that you're earning goes towards fixing stuff that should have been done right the first time. So think about that for a moment. Quite a bit of your money every time on every job is going towards coming back and solving problems that you should have never had to be addressing now at this point. And what I mean by that is, if you quite simply think about it, as you're moving along, you should be doing walkthroughs with the homeowner to address issues. You should know about issues in real time. So these big walkthroughs, you wait till the end of the job and then there's all these corrections. That's how a lot of guys do it, because they don't understand that they could solve the problems ahead of time. So that the walkthrough is just basically the instructional visit where you're showing them how to utilize the space. And we're not fixing anything at that point. It's all done. It's all taken care of. That's a proper walkthrough. Again, that's when you're a professional. All right, I'm not talking about guys that this is amateur hour and this is like your side hobby. Yeah, you're going to have a bunch of blue tape and doing all kinds of walkthroughs. All right, so this is about setting up a simple system. Okay, contracting is very simple. Most guys that I see are making it way fucking more complicated than it ever has to be, because you get up lost in your head and you're like, I got to do it this way because Joey does it that way. No, you don't. So you got to catch the issues before they bite you and your wallet. So you don't need any real fancy stuff. You just need a basic system. It's got to be built into your schedule. You have to work the same way with every crew, do the same thing over and over on every job. And this way, you're not babysitting. You've just implemented a system. Hey, guys, this is what we do. We walk, when we're doing the sheetrock, we have the homeowner walk through and we show them everything. And we show them how to judge sheetrock. We say, Mr. and Ms. Smith, this is what you want to, when we're done sanding and we put the first coat of primer on, you want to be able to stand 6 feet back and look around the room. And if you see something that you don't like, you let us know. Otherwise, it's perfect. That's how you judge it. You have to give the homeowner the instructions. You don't let the homeowner, you don't give them a roll of blue tape and say, find every little perfection. So they're up there with a magnifying glass, finding the tiniest little divots in your sheetrock. That's insane. But yet people are doing that. Don't let you be the guy that does that. Right? You set up the policy. You explain to the homeowner how they judge your work. We use the 6-foot rule. At any given point, you stand 6 feet away from whatever you're observing. If something doesn't look right and you're 6 feet away, then we talk about it. Otherwise, we move on. So this is where you want to use that ARI, the Applied Relational Intelligence, because you're leading your guys. You're not nagging them. All right. So welcome, Jose. If you have any questions, please pop it in the comments. TR, John, anybody else, if you have any comments, just pop them in. Otherwise, I'm going to keep rolling. So this will take about 10 minutes. Here's how the pros do, right? And these are actual checklists that you should be using. These are for like paid clients, right? You should have milestone checkpoints. So you pick the key parts of the job. So for us, we walk the homeowner through at framing. We explain to them why there's gaps in rough cut lumber on framing. We let them know that like this is rough framing. And it does every inch of the 2x4 doesn't have to touch every inch of the the stud and the sill plate. We go over all this crap that homeowners don't know what they're talking about. We explain to them that this is real construction and there's tolerances. Okay. We explain to them that there isn't a straight 2x4 in the world. They all have some sort of a bow. They all have some sort of a twist. And what we do is we get it to a standard to where when you put a level and you run something across, it's plumb, it's square, right? But it's not 1000% laser perfect all the time. That's insanity, okay? We explain to homeowners how to judge sheetrock. We explain to homeowners how to judge trim. If it's stain, grade stuff, we let them know that there's imperfections in natural stains. And it isn't going to be uniform. So if the homeowner's getting 72 doors in their kitchen and they're doing a stain with a glaze, there's going to look different on different doors and the way the light hits it. So if you have to explain this and set them up. Otherwise, they're going to be on your ass about all the imperfections, and you're going to be like, I don't know, I guess I got to redo all the doors. No, you don't. So you have to set realistic expectations, because if you let the homeowner judge your work first, you're going to be in for a rude awakening, because they're going to have all kinds of problems because they don't know what to judge. So in their mind, they're looking for every single imperfection. And the reality of the world that we live in, it's full of imperfections. It's to what extent is the imperfection, okay? So understand that. If you can follow from there, you're going to make a lot more money this year just with that alone. At any one point that someone's looking over the job, we show them again how to do it. We take a photo. We say, this is what a good surface looks like. This is what an imperfection looks like. And then we let them go. All right. You should put your walkthroughs on your calendar. You should tie walkthroughs to payments. So if you're expecting a draw from a homeowner, you should say, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that second draw, the $30,000, yeah, it's going to be due Thursday. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to walk through the job, and I'm going to update you on all the construction that we've done to this point, and you're going to hand me the check or make the payment on the credit card at that time. This is how you avoid the old checks in the mail. You tie the walkthrough to the payment. This is the best way to do it, I guarantee. That's how we do it. That's how we stay on top and we get paid, and there's none of this check in the mail BS. They either hand it to us in person or they make the electronic payment in person while we do the walkthrough. If you don't schedule it, it ain't going to happen. So you have to be organized enough to schedule the walkthroughs. And they should, again, be tied to all your milestone payments. So if you're a deck contractor, and let's say your payment is tied to delivery of the materials, you show up, you tell the homeowner, hey, we're going to look at the delivery and go over the delivery of the materials. And while we do that, you say, all right, the materials are here. Where's the check, right? Where's the payment? Again, you tie the milestones to the payments. It is well worth it. I'm telling you, especially if you start trying to run 12 jobs at once. Your homeowners are always going to be telling you the check's in the mail. I tried to make the digital payment. It didn't work. Well, not when you're there. Either you or your project manager, your lead carpenter, they facilitate the collection of the checks and the payments digitally to help the homeowner get through any of these phantom issues. Because it's amazing. When somebody is on site from your team representing you, all of a sudden, all the digital payments go through. The homeowner doesn't seem to have any of the problems that they miraculously had if your guy wasn't there and they tried to make the payment on their own. And like, we tried to pay, your portal wasn't working. Yeah, interesting how that happens. All right, so as a leader, you have to say things like, let's leave this for the next, let's get this tight. We want to always be doing what we can. Each phase of construction, your guys should be setting it up for success for the next guy. You have to teach these guys that mentality of leaving messes and telling them, fuck it, we'll let the other guys fix it. That's Bush League. That's baloney. That's not how professionals do it. Professionals say, I got a guy following up. Like if the plumber's coming after me, I'm going to do everything I can to make it as nice and easy for the plumber to work as possible. That's how professionals go about doing construction. Your plumbers clean up after themselves. Your electricians clean up after themselves. You clean up after yourself. That should be written into all your agreements. None of this baloney about these guys not cleaning up after themselves. Okay, that's you address it before it ever happens. Also, you ask your guys, hey, what would make this easier? How can we go about doing this in the future so that it works better for us, so that we're more efficient, we get it done quicker, we make more money, you get done earlier. Get buy-in and get insight from your team. I've been able to shave thousands of dollars off of jobs because, for instance, I learned with my HVAC contractor that if I can set up chases and runs and figure out how to stack ductwork, we can save thousands of dollars if we prep a lot of the work for him. All right. Instead of having his technicians cutting holes in floors, right, or blocking joist bays, we do that. So there's little things that you'll be shocked that you can do if you work with your sub and talk to them and schedule it ahead of time. Praise the good work. Give your employees and your subs, like give them kudos, high five them, say, hey, that looks awesome. Try to do it in front of the homeowner as well. Don't just say it looks good, say this looks awesome. You guys crushed it, right? That becomes the standard by which we live in, is the standard by which you compliment them on. People like to know that they're doing a good work. Quality isn't just a like poster in the office. You know what I mean? It's a habit, and you build it daily on the job site. All right. Hi, Jay. If you need anything, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going. But at any point, if you want to put in a comment, feel free. Looks like we have a small crowd tonight. All right. So if you skip this stuff, here's what happens. You're going to end up having to make a lot of BS fixes all the time for the homeowner. And the clients are going to, once the client loses confidence in you, then they're just going to nitpick your work even more. They're going to feel like nothing you do is right. And you're going to be spending half days constantly trying to just please them. The thing you should take away from this is that never had to happen. If you just would have given them confidence from day one, they would never nitpick you. They only start nitpicking you because they see you slacking. So this is how most guys are bleeding money. You and I could both go sell a kitchen tomorrow, and if my guys get it done right the first time and we stick to our schedule, we'll probably make 30 to 50% more profit than you, because you're coming back, fixing things. It's taking you an extra 2 weeks. The homeowner was disgruntled with you, doesn't want to pay for any of the extras. Not with us. We got paid for all the change orders. You see what I mean? Completely different experience, same project. It's all based on the way we handle it and manage it as professionals. If you dial everything in, your job's finished cleaner, your crews, they take pride. The clients are happy. A happy client is the best to work for. And you keep your profit instead of patching it to handle all the screw ups. All right, so here's your AI prompt. You're going to type in to whether you use Grok, Chat, Claude, you pick whichever one you enjoy. DeepSeek. You say, hey, I'm a remodeling business owner. I build simple, high-quality control system in my projects, and I need to make sure that my jobs are clean and profitable without being a micromanager. Please help me understand where I should put in checkpoints with sign-offs so that my team and my customer are all on board, and help me understand what I should tell the homeowner how to judge our work, suggestions for what they should be looking for, so that they understand that this is what the purpose of the meeting and the walkthrough is, right? And ways to talk to your crew using the applied relational intelligence, where you build up confidence in them, and a simple weekly job check rhythm. There you go. You put that in, it spits it out, you tweak it, and now you have a process for how you keep everybody on board, on time, happy, and your projects come out much nicer. Again, when we do walkthroughs, we don't tell homeowners that we're doing a walkthrough to look for problems. We say we're going to do a walkthrough so we can explain to you what was completed, and we're going to tell you all the things that are right about this. So we already set up in the homeowner's mind that walkthroughs aren't about problems to find. It's about understanding the construction that took place and why everything's perfect, right? There shouldn't be any follow-up. Now, a lot of guys are cutting corners and they're doing just good enough, right? They slap things together. And this is why homeowners get pissed when they do a walkthrough, because they see all the shoddy work. There's a leaky faucet that was just installed, right? Your cabinet doors are crooked because you didn't take time to balance them out. You didn't put the knobs at the same heights because your guy was in a rush because he was in an argument with his girlfriend, or he had to pick up his daughter or take her to field hockey, whatever, right? Homeowners pick up on all that crap. And then that's when the jobs start going south. All right, so that's everything I have for you tonight. If you have any of you guys in here right now, if you have any questions, put them away, fire up. Let me know where you're from and what your specialty, your niche is. So, otherwise, tonight's probably going to be short. Last night was busy. We probably had 400 people. Tonight, not so much. Might be 3. I don't know. Might have 1 or 2 on YouTube. Let's see. But again, Friday night stuff. Everybody's got their family. It's been a long week for a lot of guys. Not everybody comes home relaxed at the end of their remodeling business owner week, unfortunately. So, all right, Jay. I don't know if you've been in here before. I don't know if I don't recognize just the letter J. So, if you've been here before and you've commented and told me where you're from, please forgive me. I don't recognize. If you want to let me know what part of the country you're in, what kind of work you do, awesome. Brooks, welcome. I don't recognize your handle. If you're new and you want to let me know where you're from, fantastic. So we're finished the presentation part of the night. What I'll do, if you guys have a couple questions, I can hang on. Otherwise, I'm going to bounce. I'm going to shut down the screen share over on YouTube. There we go. All right, let's see. All right, well, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm not seeing any questions coming through. From what I can tell, it doesn't look like anything's come in from you guys. So let's see. Let me just go through, double check, see if I've missed anything. Hopefully you guys are crushing it, having a good week. Weather seems to be pretty good across the country this time of year right now. So well, we had quite a few more people drop in than I thought. Okay. Just not a lot of questions. Quiet group tonight. Long week. So yeah, tonight was really just about how to handle walkthroughs, keep your quality control. I'm gonna tell you, if you're doing walkthroughs with customers and you're not directing them how to do a proper walkthrough and you're just letting them run wild with the blue tape, that is not how to do it. 100% doesn't have to be that way. You're missing the boat. You want to direct them. The walkthrough is just meant to educate them on what has been constructed. It's not meant for them to nitpick. The only time that people start nitpicking is when contractors are cheap and sloppy, right? And cutting corners, like especially with like new construction. I mean, my God, those subs, you wouldn't even know quality control in half those job sites. But if you just do a good job and somebody project managers walking through, making sure everything's ready to go, shouldn't be a lot of dealing with any nail pops, making sure there shouldn't be any finished nails that have splayed out sideways or missed. Everything should be buttoned up, tight, ready to go. Have your guys take pride in their work. You should be taking pride in your work. Hand over a finished product that's like that you would want for your house or nicer. Because I see how some guys live, and sometimes that's a joke too. I get it. All right, guys. I don't see any comments. Thanks for being here. We'll catch you another night. Take care.